Hello, and welcome to my review of Julie and the Phantoms on Netflix. Basically, this show is so worth it. This review is, by the way, spoiler free, and I might do a spoilery review later because there's some stuff I want to address, but it would take too long if I put it all in one video. So we're just gonna do a non-spoiler review, and leave me a comment if you think I should do that soon, a spoilery review, because I'm totally down to rewatch and take more notes, and maybe even about the fandom. First of all, this show is based on a Brazilian show by the same name that ran for one season that was shown in 2 phases on Nickelodeon Brazil. And like the original show, this show is geared towards tweens and teens, but as a 30-something, I thoroughly enjoyed this show. And I think that's because of the heavy issues covered in this show, like death and loss. Those are universal themes, you know? Anyone can relate to those feelings and empathize for the characters when they go through that. Of course, I didn't want to spoil anything, so I won't say who's going through those issues. Also, another thing I love about the show is, yeah, it's focused on teenagers, but there's just very wholesome parental figures, and it reminds me of the Fosters in the sense that the dad in the show, Ray Molina, isn't perfect, but very supportive. But all of that isn't why I loved the show. The reason I love the show is because of the talent, and they are amazing. Madison Reyes, who plays Julie, and Charlie Gillespie, who plays Luke, are just incredibly talented. This show would not work if they weren't talented at singing and their respective instruments. I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop this weekend, and let me tell you, the soundtrack slaps. I totally plan on sharing this soundtrack with all my friends and family. I really got into the show because of the lead's musical talent, but the acting is exceptional too. The storylines aren't cheesy or mushy, and like I hinted at before, the themes are deep, and I think the young leads did really well with them. They all are growing up and their characters are developing as well, and it's great to see that a show for young teens has such good character development. Also, the representation of the show is phenomenal. Like, there's an Afro-Latina lead and another black girl as the best friend, Flynn. Plus, there's some gay characters that, while not exactly the leads, they're not exactly the leads, but they get very good arcs, and that's always good to see. Also, Boo Boo Stewart of The Descendants was just so good in this, and he's a mix of Asian, Indigenous, and white. So, props for the diversity in the show. Not to mention, Julie's dad and brother are Latino. Finally, some things about the show that I can comment on that bother me, which are minor and don't really interfere with the enjoyment of the show at all. But here we go anyways. They kind of messed up with the show because neither Julie's dad nor her maternal aunt are Afro-Latin, or even her younger brother Carlos. But somehow Julie is Afro-Latina. Like, how hard would it have been for them to get a woman of color for Julie's aunt? It's just a little detail though, and they could always make her aunt a half-sister to her mom. Or give Julie a bio dad that bailed on her and her mom when she was born. That way, her dad, Ray Molina, would be her stepdad that maybe adopted her. So, we can still fix that. So maybe we should campaign Netflix for a second season first, and then if we do get a second season, then be like, please, please, please give Julie some Afro-Latin parent in some shape or form, an Afro-Latina mom, something. But now for the thing that bothers me slightly, but I don't think it's a problem as of yet. There's an age gap between one of the two blossoming slow burn relationships in real life, not in the actual show. So this part will get spoilery. So if you don't want to be spoiled, just bail out of the video so I can make sense, okay? Are we good now? Are you gone? Thanks. Here goes. Julie and Luke are supposed to be around the same age. I think someone on Tumblr speculated that Julie was 15 and Luke was 17, which is fine, really. But Madison in real life, who plays Julie, is 16 and Charlie is 21, so that's a bit of a problem. We'd have a 21-year-old kissing a 16-year-old. Of course, it really can be fixed by waiting until Madison turns 18 for Julia to kiss Luke. And actually, that kind of goes along with other shows that have had slow burn romances, like The Office with Pam and Jim, who didn't kiss until like the third season, or Amy and Jonah on Superstore, who I'm pretty sure didn't kiss until the third season too. Or even Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where Jake and Amy didn't get together until like the third season as well. So really, it's not a problem for Julie and Luke to get together, so long as they wait to have Madison and Charlie kiss until Madison is 18. Oh, overall though, I give Julie and the Phantoms 5 out of 5 stars for the first season, and I highly recommend it to anyone that loves good music and great acting. Leave me some comments if you would like a spoilery review, or talk about the fandom, which I am totally diving into the fandom, so I'm doing it anyways. I might as well do a video on it. But let me know some questions that you might have that you want answered. Well, that's it for my review. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe if you liked it and want to keep following me. Bye!